Hey guys, Bug here. I'm here with Herobrine.
Uh,
And we're here to discuss something I've actually been wanting to discuss for a very long while. So you guys remember the BATIM Minecraft series? I know Herobrine does. Now,
yeah.
I've actually been thinking of this video for a while, ever since the series ended. So if you guys want some explanation, I actually want to give you, I want to make this video saying some behind the scenes stuff, and actually also talking about, like, what is going on with the story at the very end. So, let's start with chapter 1, shall we?
Yeah.
Now, the original idea was we were actually just going to do the regular Bendy Meat Machine series, and the reason why chapter 1 was just like the very first version of chapter 1 when chapter 1 came out back in 2017 is because we actually wanted it to be like that. We just wanted it to have like a original vibe to it. And the original idea throughout the entire series was to have Herobrine as Henry through the entire series, but apparently, since his thing wasn't working throughout the series, of course, later in the episodes, we had to switch in, and then Chapter 5, I switched.
I gave other people a chance.
Yeah, well, it was only a matter of time, Herobrine.
Apparently, we found out the reason, and the reason was that Framework had too many stuff on his account.
Yeah, like we basically had to switch accounts over and over again.
Yeah,
Okay, all right. You know what? We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that in a sec. But for now, let's talk about chapter 1. So you're probably wondering how we actually did it. We basically downloaded a custom mod that someone made. I'll put their channel link in the description down below, so you go subscribe to them. It's by Bendy the Demon 18. He's a very talented modder, and he's also working on a Little Nightmares mod too.
yeah, and also, I had a skin pack called the Legacy Skin Pack, which I used for the Steve Tuxedo for Henry.
Yeah. So Herobrine was Steve in that episode. Like, it's not Steve. I mean Henry. You see, the idea was we wanted him to be I wanted him to be Henry, and fun fact, I did not want him to talk anywhere outside the series. Like, I did not want him to talk at all throughout the series because
we did the thing where we'd nod our heads in the game, and Framework would have the audio playing whenever Henry's talking or whenever Boris is appearing ranting, and I would just be nodding my head around, and then like Alice and Tom would nod their head as well. So yeah.
Yeah, we basically did that. And as for Chapter 2, fun fact, Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 only involved me and Herobrine working on it. Until, then again, Chapter 2, and behind the scenes, we actually did have Vinzi, which is a very good friend of mine. We had Vinzi helping us create Chapter 2. Right?
Yeah, we did.
Now, as we got into Chapter 3, we actually needed more people for Chapter 3, since Chapter 3 was such a big hit and there were so many characters. We had to get, like, someone to be Alice herself, we had someone to be Boris, we had someone to be, who else was there? Bendy, I forgot, wait, who else was there? Herobrine, I think there was...
Yeah, dude, I need to go eat.
Oh my god. Okay, well, while he's going to go eat, I'll explain. I think we had, like, a few people helping us throughout the series. Like, we had Unclear, we had Royal, we had basically a lot of people helping us. And while we were doing that, actually, in Chapter 3, you see... You're probably wondering how Chapter 3 was going to work, and also the reason why we did not add the staircase, because in Chapter 3 in the real Bendy machine, the stairs are so long. Like, I hate the stairs, so I decided to not add that, but since that happened, I could not add the original audio logs, like for the Henry audio log, and the Susie audio log in Chapter 3, but luckily I actually did make it to where those audio logs are actually now in Chapter 4. And the reason why is because I actually wanted those audio logs included as well. So, yeah. Is there anything else? Alright. And, you, I don't know what to say actually. Oh, right. We were actually doing some scenes. You're actually wondering, I was doing first-person views with Henry. Me and Herobrine did it to where we actually switched between characters. Like, I became Henry, he became someone else. We also had a fourth person become the torture Piper, like you saw in the episode. We also, surprisingly, wanted, yeah. And, it's pretty crazy.
Too, right?
Alright, well, also, the reason why the giant searcher was also in there as well is because we actually wanted to involve the giant searcher in there. Because, I mean, he's just a big part of Chapter 3, and we did not want to go through that whole entire, secret boss-looking bull crap like we usually see. Anyways, that's pretty much what we did for Chapter 3. We also did, at the very start when we first created Chapter 3, we did not include, Grant Cohen, we did not include all the audio logs, because, but then later in the series, I actually did make some clips by myself, actually making the audio logs, so,
I'm not understanding though, because we had that up there for so long.
hold on, guys, be right back. Okay, sorry guys, I'm back. Good news is, my mom and dad finally stopped talking, and also good news, Herobrine's back. Say hi, man.
Yeah, hey guys.
Now, I've already kind of explained the entirety of Chapter 3. We also did use some AIs, like some mod characters, like for example, we actually used Charlie, Barley, and Edgar, which is the Butcher Gang, as we all know and love. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
You want to tell them what other things we used in Chapter 3?
Oh, we used Alice, Projectionist.
No, I meant like
no,
what
I remember
like what we used to make the characters. Like what do we use to actually use to play the characters?
Oh. If I'm correct, I remember that during Chapter 3, I think we had someone who was invisible, and then when Henry would go to the areas, then they would put down the mob, and then the mob would the Butcher Gang would spawn, and then I'd have to fight them off.
Yeah, and also I as a spectator, you guys don't know, I was also a spectator because I actually wanted like to be like an actual Henry model during the roleplay. I think we actually explained everything in Chapter 3 so far.
You want this in?
Okay, well, anyways, here, Brian. So I think we explained everything in Chapter 3 and Chapter 2 and Chapter 1. Do you want to,
I'll explain Chapter 4 if you want.
Alright, let's talk about it. Alright, so, guys, so in Chapter 4, how we actually did it was we actually had to switch between maps and also switch between accounts. So what we did is only Unclear was able to join my map. So what we did was have him pick the Henry skin for now in like the little party areas, and the only maps he can go in, I mean the only areas, was the Bertram area, which I was Henry in that point, and he was also, I believe, in the he was in the lever part, like in the playground. He was also in, I don't know, but he was basically Henry in those type of parts. Anything
Yeah. I'll just say this out, that the reason Unclear was Henry in that new map was for some reason Minecraft did not give me permission to join the new Benny the 18 map.
Yeah.
And, well, not the map, but the mod. And then, a couple of weeks later, or a year later, the game lets me join. Which is actually confusing to me, because Like, I don't have the mod on the Xbox. I don't have anything on the Xbox at all. So, I tried joining him, and it actually let me join this time.
Okay, hold on. Herobrine, let's pause the video for a sec. Be right back. Sorry about that, guys. We had to deal with my parents again because they swear a lot. Like they literally swear a lot. And I actually also had to re-upload Chapter 4 because when I first uploaded Chapter 4, like the actual full thing, what did we do?
Right.
I had to re-upload it because apparently I accidentally doubled the scenes. Like there was like a double scene in there, so I actually it was pretty awkward.
To be honest, I'll have to say, Chapter 4 was the craziest chapter. Like, I know I wasn't really in it very much, but like, it was like the craziest chapter for me.
Yeah, especially with the brute force part. Which, speaking of that, let's move on to Chapter 5, and we actually did, fun fact, I accidentally did say in the credits that Herobrine was the one that played as Sammy, but he actually is not. Unclear was the one that played as Sammy.
And,
I accidentally added that because I accidentally got the names mixed up. So if you guys are wondering, Unclear is the one that played as Sammy, not Herobrine. Herobrine was,
The only time I ever played as Sammy was in Chapter 2.
Yeah. So Unclear was the one that played as Sammy, not Herobrine.
Yeah.
But what we will say is we actually did have, I think, was Twee in there?
Gabe was in there, and, me and you were in there, and so was Unclear.
Yeah. And we actually, I actually did have to, of course, make it to where I actually did switch to the other map as well, because apparently on my other account, only the fighting bug, could use the big parts. So I had to make like the hand part, make like the beast bendy part, the butcher gang part in that room. I mean, in that map. So
we will say this as well, that instead of actually making the actual Chapter 5, Vinemark decided to put in a different ending.
Yeah, I actually decided to put in a few screws, kind of like what I did in Chapter 4, to where, also in Chapter 3, because originally in the real Chapter 3, you don't actually have Boris follow you throughout the entire thing. Well, of course, he doesn't actually follow Henry throughout the entire thing, except for he follows him with Alice into her room, and also in the 14th floor, when he saves him. I decided to add that in because I thought it would be actually a really good add-on to the part. And as for Chapter 4, we actually did make it to where the robot Bendy, if you guys remember, he actually would come to life and says error, error, error. And I actually also recorded some of the voices too. Like, Herobrine was the one that played as Lost Grant. I was the voice of Bendy, the cartoon Bendy, Ink Bendy, and I think I was the voice of the robot too. And also, we also had Royal play as Brute Boris. We had Royal play the voice as Brute Boris. We also had Unclear play the voice of Beast Bendy.
Yeah, I'm just gonna let you guys know that whenever the audio things were playing, I actually decided to make Henry, just because I didn't know why, I just decided to make him nod his head to make him understand about what was going on. So I just said to myself, well, I'm just going to make him nod his head so he would actually understand what they were saying.
Yeah. And as for the rest, what we actually did for the rest of it, you're probably wondering how the ending actually went. Because as you all know, the ending basically just ends with Bendy just dying. And, of course, going for Joey Drew, and you can go through the entire story again. But I decided to actually make this story a lot more sense. Because Chapter 5 ending did not really make a lot more sense for me. So in my version, I decided to make it look a lot more sense. So what happened in Chapter 5 was, after Henry played the reel, as you all know, Bendy turned back to the normal cartoon that we all know and love, and a door opened out of nowhere, and when Henry walked through that door, he met with Joey, and to let you all know, the main ending was, and you actually probably also wondering, what does Henry mean? Like, when he goes through the entire studio again, he says, "Hang in there, Bendy, I'm coming." So you're wondering what that means. It means that Henry is going through the loop one more time to save him. Just to release Bendy at the very end. It's also a reason why I actually made that Bendy audio log. It's because it's Bendy pleading for help. Like, Bendy actually didn't see Henry as his creator until at the very end.
That's correct.
Yeah. It's pretty intense if you actually think about it, but it also makes pretty much a lot of sense.
Yeah, like...
Also,
all
sorry, please continue.
the chapters, they all, like... We decided to make it because we wanted to recreate our own version of the game.
Yeah. Like, when this first started, me and Herobrine just basically wanted to make our own version of BATIM Minecraft, but then again, as we got deeper into the series, we actually wanted new stuff, we had to add new things that weren't in the game, because we actually thought it was cool.
So if you guys wanted to go check them out, or if you haven't seen them, then just go check them out. And who's that?
That's my, hold on, we'll be right back, guys. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Anyways, I think that's actually pretty much everything we have to explain. And as for the archives, the reason why I didn't actually do the entire archives is because I didn't want to actually, like, go through of how the archives actually was in the real game. Right here, Ryan?
Yeah.
Because if we actually did do that, that would probably take way too long, yet again. So, we decided to actually do it to where I actually made concept arts of the original series. Like, originally, like, I wanted this, I wanted that, I wanted bit. So I did that. Kind of. And Herobrine over here was actually okay with it.
You know, I actually didn't mind if I were being replaced at all. Like, I decided to give Unclear a chance. I decided to give everyone else a chance. And, yeah.
No.
And I know you guys are probably wondering, I have been gone for a long while, and...
I mean, he has made a few appearances. It's because, me and Herobrine has a lot of work. Like, we have, like, a lot of things coming soon, I think. And,
Like, guys, I'm just gonna let you know, like, I was gonna take a break for a whole week or two. Like, I literally told the whole team, I said, guys, I'm going on a break. Because I was actually getting really nervous, because I was constantly getting sick and everything, like, and I felt nervous in case I was gonna get the virus. So, yeah. Like,
well,
I know sometimes I haven't been seen on YouTube.
But all that matters now is that. But here's the thing, guys. I actually decided to make it to where Herobrine. You probably don't know this, but we're actually going to make it where you're going to be in every single one of my Lone Nightmares 1 episodes. Like, you're actually going to be like my guide or something. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure, that's fine.
Yeah, so if you guys also, speaking of Little Nightmares, we will actually make a Little Nightmares episode 2 later today. So if you guys want to see that, maybe we'll do a double upload.
Yeah, you never know. Unless, yeah, just stay tuned and just, you know.
Anyways, so I think we explained enough for now. I think we're gonna shut up and probably end this video in that sentence. So, if you guys want to see more stuff like this in the future, let us know. Hey Herobrine, you want to say anything before we end?
Yeah, I do actually. I just want to say to you guys, thanks for all the support for this channel, and we appreciate the amount of, you know, support. And
yeah, and fun fact, guys,
people.
You guys, I will actually say one more thing before we end. You guys probably don't know this, but Herobrine was actually originally Assassin. If you guys don't know who that is, it's basically like an old friend of mine. And I remember I used to make videos with him when he was in his Assassin account, but now he renamed his account to Herobrine. And I think it's actually a lot more better because the Assassin in the rest of the word is pretty inappropriate. So I'm actually really glad that you actually changed it, man.
So, yeah, and also, guys, I also have a Gacha Life character now.
Yeah. I guess you're right. Anyways, well, we're gonna go now. Hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you guys next time. Say goodbye, man.
Goodbye, everyone.
Peace out.